Lately, I've been thinking, I want you to be happier, I want you to be happier. When the morning comes and we see what we've become, in the cold light of day we're a flame in the wind, not the fire that we begun. Every argument, every word we can't take back, 'cause with all that has happened I think that we both know the way that the story ends. Then only for a minute I want to change my mind, 'cause this just don't feel right to me. I wanna raise your spirits.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So I was telling you guys earlier how I wanted to do that more intro about me and how I wanted to talk about the teen pregnancy and all that. So for starters, give this a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up if you've gone through this, if you can relate, or if you need advice and would want to know more about this. So it all started when I was 14. I got pregnant. I was about 14 and a half when I got pregnant, so I did have my son at the age of 15, actually a month after my 15th birthday. My 15th birthday was actually celebrated with the baby shower instead of quinceañera, a Mexican tradition party. So at first it was really hard on me because I was so immature. I didn't know what I was doing. I honestly had no clue what I was getting myself into. Half the time I was first of all in the hospital almost every day. You can literally ask my mom, my grandma, my sisters. I was always in the hospital. I thought everything was abnormal. Like I once ate hot Cheetos and I threw up and I thought I was throwing up blood. Like I was really out of it. I had no clue what was going on with my body. I wasn't even fully developed yet. Sorry guys, I'm currently pregnant and I get hiccups a lot. So I do apologize for that. But I had no idea what was going on with me. I just felt really sick. It was to the point where like some of my family members thought I was actually in drugs, but it's because I was so sick due to the pregnancy. When I first found out I was pregnant, I found out because my aunt actually did a pregnancy test on me. So when she did it, it came out positive. So she had to let my mom know. My mom took me to like the family health center near our house, and they did confirm I was pregnant. My son's dad at that time was really we didn't really have a relationship or nothing, you know. It was just like a one-time thing that happened. So but I mean, don't get me wrong, he's the best father ever. So it was really hard because my whole pregnancy I did feel alone. I felt really sad. I felt really depressed. Like everyone was going out. I felt like my family didn't love me as much. Like they were embarrassed of my situation. I felt really ashamed of my, not ashamed of myself, but I just didn't feel like myself. I felt like I was always like pinching myself thinking, is this a dream? Is this something that's really happening? It was just like it felt surreal dream type of thing. So I did have great friends though that stood by there with me. One of them is currently still my best friends, that was there throughout my pregnancy, my baby shower and all that. And I felt so much depression. Like what went through my mind is like, I'm 15, how am I gonna buy diapers? How am I gonna buy my baby clothes? How am I gonna get a car seat, a stroller? Like, well, sorry guys. Like there was times where I didn't know what to do. Like my mom is actually young too, so she was pregnant at the same time as I was pregnant. So you know how hard that made her. Like she's a single mom. This was her 5th baby, and now her oldest is pregnant, so that's another baby she's gonna have to have in her home. So there was a lot of stress going on, a lot of arguments between me and my mom. My main support was my grandma. My grandma, I've always been a grandma's spoiled little girl, so she, even though all that, she still supported me. She still helped me. And I have to say that my whole pregnancy, I didn't really do nothing but stay home. Like, I just wanted to be home. I didn't want to go out. I didn't feel good. I was always in the hospital. I was feeling weak. I lost so much weight. I was already really petite. For those who know me know I was probably like a size 1 in pants. I went to like a 0. I was really petite my whole pregnancy as well. So I just felt really, really weak. As far as after, like, during my delivery went really hard. Like, I couldn't push. My baby was upside down. So literally the doctor, like, I kept wanting a C-section. The doctor said no, like, the way that baby went in is the way the baby's coming out. She literally got my mom, my family out of the room. She freaking pushed her hand inside me. I'm 15 years old. She puts her hand inside me, flips my baby around, and makes me push. My baby was born with his head was like shaped like a cone, because they actually had to use a suction, the vacuum suction, I believe it's called, to take him out. Other than that, he was great. I actually did great. My whole labor was I went into labor maybe around 2 a.m. is when I started like feeling the contractions and telling my mom like, hey, it's time. And my mom was like, oh no, you're always at the hospital. Let me know when it's time, like, for reals. And I was like, no, Mom, like, this is time for reals. Like, I was literally on my knees crying in pain. Like, it was time. So then a couple hours later at 9:40, I believe 9:42 a.m., my baby was born. His name is Andrew. He was 6 pounds 4 ounces. He was so skinny, guys. Like, the 6-pound baby is normally okay, but he had a little hole like underneath his breast, like underneath where like your breastbone is. He had a little hole that went inside him of how skinny he was. Like, I would literally eat nothing, guys. Nothing at all. I wouldn't eat. I would just literally starve myself, or anything I'd eat, I'd throw up. It was just really, really bad pregnancy. And being so young, it just made it harder. So when he was born, I did have diapers. I had a baby shower. So I had diapers, I had wipes. I was pretty much stocked up. But one thing I didn't have was a car seat and a stroller. Well, at that time, my son's dad, we stopped communicating when I was around 6 months, 7 months pregnant. We stopped communicating. So I felt anger towards my son's dad, like, gosh, why aren't they helping me? I feel alone. I feel scared. Like, I literally was having to tell my mom about everything I needed. She was kind of getting bothered, like, well, nobody told you to do this. Like, you have to figure it out. And it was just really hard. So I decided to go to his dad's house. And I told him, like, hey, you know, I'm pregnant, but I had the baby, like this and that. I need help, basically. So a couple days later, they get back to me. We did do a DNA test. They get back to me, and they come back with the results that the baby's his, obviously. And I was so blessed to have ever made that decision, guys. Like, it has been the best decision I've ever made. Like, that same day, they came to me with clothes for my baby, stroller, car seat, literally anything I needed. They were there. Like, his dad and his family has been a great support in this. But for those of you who don't have that support, or who didn't have that support, I can feel you, because I did go a few months without that support. I felt alone. But one thing I'm going to tell you is, every time I needed to go somewhere, I never let my mom take care of him, or my grandma. I would want to take him with me, even if it was raining, which I regret. Like, I'm telling you, I was really immature. I did not think. If it was raining, I'd have my baby out with me in the stroller, covered up. And so it was really difficult, but I did have a great support system after he was born. During this whole time, he is currently now 8 years old, and he does live with his father. A lot of people do judge because of that, but they don't know the full story about that. When my son was 3 years old, he went to go live with his father. I did become pregnant again at the age of 17 with my daughter Angelina. She is currently 5 years old. And so at that time, I still had Andrew with me and I had Angelina, and it was so hard. I was like in my relationship between my husband and myself at that time was really unstable, guys. I don't know. Relationships are not perfect. They are not perfect, especially me being so young and him being a couple years. He was 21, I was 17. That age gap just made a big difference. Like, I was still a young girl. I didn't know how to think of how to be a mom to 2 kids, how to be a housewife, none of that. My life was like, I was lost. Even though I already had a kid, I still didn't know half the thing I was doing. So during that time, I did have like really difficult path being a mom, young mom of 2. I had my mom then was like a great support system. Sorry guys, hold on. It was a great support system. I always had the doors to her house open. I did move out when I was about 16 out of her home. So that was really hard to, like, at sometimes, like, I miss being with my mom. I miss being a teenager. I miss going out with my friends. I missed so many things that I never got to experience. Even till this day, I have not yet been drunk. I have not yet to go out to a club like in downtown. I have not yet to none of that. I literally went from being a teenager to becoming a teenager to being an adult, literally from one day to another. Like, just, there's no more time for you to go out with your friends. I mean, there is, don't get me wrong. If you have that great support system at that time, then yeah, I mean, for all means, go for it. You need it. Like, you need a break. You need to know who you are yourself. You need to know all of that. But me, myself, I personally didn't have that support at that time. I grew up when there was like 3 other teen moms. So we kind of all just hanged out. We would always do things with their kids together. And doing that, guys, it's like a big motivation. Like, it really does help. But some questions I wish like I would have known, like, I didn't breastfeed because I felt like I was young and I didn't want my boobs to get ugly. Like, guys, I'm 23 and my boobs are horrible and I hardly ever breastfed. So don't, like, breastfeed your baby. Like, actually breastfeed your baby. With this pregnancy that I'm in, I'm trying to breastfeed like for 2 years if I can. I just did so many things I wish I would have known at the time, but like I said, I was so young. Like, how could have I known, you know? So now Andrew is currently 8 years old. He is a really smart kid, really sweet boy. He does not live with me. I do see him whenever I get a chance or whenever he wants to come over. We do take him out to do things. He loves going to my mom's house. My mom has, obviously, my little sister's his age. They're actually 4 months apart. So 5 months apart. So they actually, no, 4 months. Yeah, sorry, 4 months, guys. Their bond is like brother and sister. But so he loves going over there. He's the greatest big brother anyone could have asked for. He's a really sweet boy. At the age of 3 is when he went to go live with his father. I was in a really hard time in my relationship as a mom. I didn't feel in the right state of mind to be there like full time. I mean, I know everyone might judge, but honestly, it has been the best decision I've ever made. I love my son so much, and I'm so happy that I did that decision because he has a great life. He has literally so much love from his dad, his grandma, his grandpa, his uncles, his cousins, friends, family. He has our love. He has literally anything. Anything. And in case of anything, I'm always here, like doctor's appointments, anything he might need, like might actually like, oh, where's the mom? I'm there. I'm still there in those stuff. I'm just not there every day. At first it was really hard not having him with me as well. I would cry every day. A lot of people think that I don't care or that I don't love him. He's my son. How can I not love him? Like, he came out of me. How can I not? So yeah, I do love him. I did cry. I cried for so long, so many months, up to a year. I cried every day because I missed him, because I wish I could have just had him back with me. Which I could have, because this custody thing between me and his father is not a legal thing. It's just something between him and I. So I could always get him back, but why do that? Like, my son has so much potential at his dad's house. Like, he's an only child there. He gets all the concentration, like in his schoolwork, school activities. Me, I just barely stopped working. I was actually working a job with really long hours, sometimes up to 63 hours a day. I just stopped working due to my pregnancy. So just imagine, like, for those of you who know, my son does have a health issue. Those of you who might not know, he has a health issue that requires a lot of attention, a lot of things. It's neurofibromatosis type 2. I could do a vlog about that too, about how I felt when that happened, because I mean, when he got that, he wasn't under my care. So I felt so much guilt inside me, but that's a whole different other subject. So if you guys want to know about how I went through with that situation, what it really was like, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Also, if you guys are teen moms or have been, like, or are currently pregnant and you're young, or you have been, like, let me know any questions you might have, like how, you know, anything you might have of questions, just let me know. And I would really appreciate you guys. I would answer all of your guys' questions. Just give me an idea of what you guys want to know and hear about. But like I said, mostly all you need, once you have your baby in your arms, you're really gonna feel so much pride, so much joy. It's gonna be a whole different other situation. But I understand you're scared, you're emotional, you're lost. You're literally like a chicken running around with its head cut, because you don't know what you're doing, what you're getting yourself into, who's gonna be there, who's not gonna be there, what's gonna happen next, what if you run out of diapers, can you get a job, can you still go to school? Let me tell you guys, all of those things are still possible. I personally didn't finish school, but that's because I chose not to. But there's so many other ones that have gone to school, that have gone to college. I know plenty of them that have graduated. I personally got a really good job recently that I was in, and I didn't need none of that for it. I started as an assistant and moved up, so that really helped me. But all of that is still possible. Even if you're a teen mom, if you can still go to parties, you can still do all of that. Your life is not on hold. Like, breathe, just relax. It's not on hold. I got so much anxiety, guys. I got depression. It was just horrible. But let me tell you guys one thing, that all of that is still possible as long as you want it. Whatever you want to do, you can always do. You can always accomplish it. So just, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna be doing more videos about myself. Like, I'm gonna do a Q&A about myself, so you guys get to know me more. For those of you who are new to the channel, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and leave me comments of what you guys want to know about. And go ahead and make sure you subscribe to my channel and let us know what you think. Thank you, guys.